What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Thor. His name is Shelty the Shelton Snake. No, Shelty the Snake Shelton. Snake Shelton. Shelty the Snake Shelton. He is Shelty. His opponent today, in the red color, all the way from Brazil. Please don't have gotten that wrong. His name is Player. We've got Englishman over here at the top against Brazilianman at the bottom. Exactly. So, the map is Marsh. This is game 3 of this best of 3 for season 2 of Vibli's Champions League. What time to be alive? Player won that first game, Zeus vs Isis on Anatolia. Shelty wins the second game, Thor vs Zeus on Tundra. Moving into game number 3, we've got Marsh. Marsh is one of those maps. Just like Tundra that Thor is going to be having a lot of success on. So we'll see what player's going to come up with in order to win this map. What I would love to see from him, he's actually eating these water buffalo. What I would love to see from players of all types is to simply go for your forward ball first. Leave these water buffalo, leave these deer, leave these hippopotamus. If you go for this hunt here, you go for this hunt over here, everyone has it, every single spawn on this map. Then you leave all this hunt in your base for later, which is much easier to defend than otherwise. And also, if you go for a forward build, it's good. If you go for a forward build, you're already there. You don't have to walk up. Anyways, ooh, big relic here for Player, to be honest. Big Malian statue means those raids from Shelty are going to be much, much weaker. We've also got the Scales of Catoblepas here, giving the negative 20% myth unit crush vulnerability. And we've got the Pandora's box, negative 25% myth unit training time. This could be a Centaur map for Player, though on the high hunt maps, it tends to not work, especially on maps which are easily wall-offable, like this one. One wall here, one wall here, one wall here. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see Player try and do a 2-town center strategy here. After how woeful that Tundra game went for him, this town center's not that bad. It's got Auroch on it. Water buffalo here, basically the same as Auroch. He's also got this town center in the middle, which has got boar over here that you could probably eat. And we see Shelty moving forward onto this, leaving some of those deer behind, leaving those water buffalo behind, and happily going to be eating in the middle of the map here. Really, really smart play from Shelty. And players throwing up his temple, and hopefully Shelty is thinking about getting his temple up as well, because there it is. He needs to get on his way to the classical age. Looks like it may be a little bit late, to be honest. Not sure what went wrong in the build order here. Unless Shelty's wanted to go for a 4:45 or a 5-minute even. Not sure exactly what it is. But Player going up through Athena. There is a build here which I would love to see some of these high-level players doing on a map like Marsh. And that build is the sub 4-minute Athena rush. I think you can get a 3:45 with it, or even just a 4-minute. If you go for the 4 minutes, fine. Get yourself going so much faster, and I'm pretty sure you can afford to get out Jason plus Military Academy archery range, and you just delay the Odysseus, and you're going super quickly at your opponent. And I'm not sure that these late advance times will cut it against the rush, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it works. Apparently I'm high, according to Pegasus Rush, because he doesn't know the build. He thinks he's a Zeus master, but he doesn't know the sub 4-minute build. I'll have to demonstrate it at some point here. And wall segment's coming up now for Shelty. Going to be making his base nice and safe. Look at this gold mine, beautifully nice and safe. All segments going around the towers. Exactly what you need to do. Houses coming up. A little bit of a dangerous house here. Maybe going to come through and hit that one. We see the villagers going for the town center. Like I said, this seems to be what Player was going to be doing after the attempts from last game. So the settlement going up here. And that's going to be pretty good. There's Freya coming through for Shelty. The longhouses coming up as well. Nice and defensive. I love the longhouses when they're placed like this. How does he come in and snipe this longhouse, for example? Very hard. This one, he might be able to get onto the corner of it, but for the majority, it's surrounded by the town center. He's got towers here as well. If he needs to get watchtowers out, it's going to be fine. And there's the town center up for player. And when Shelty sees that, he may simply just try and go and grab this town center. The delayed second town center is here for Thor, completely fine. Let's check out the resources. Look, he's already got 150 wood. Oh, he's throwing up another longhouse, but he hasn't seen the town center. There it is. And he might consider deleting the longhouse and going for the town center, or just staying one town center and trying to just play the strat out as it is. There's Jason picking up these relics, getting Pandora's box, and he's gotten Pygmalion's statue. He's gotten Scales of Cthulhupas. Scales of Cthulhupas is actually a pretty relevant relic here, because it's going to allow the myth units to stay alive for a little bit longer against those frost giants. And there's the water buffalo going down. We've got those raiding cavalry coming forward. Oxcart needs to move up onto the gatherers. There he goes. And houses coming out as well. Now we see the raiding cavalry moving forward. Archery range coming up as well. And player, I mean, the military building placements when you do these builds, very important. I would have preferred to see him attempting to wall up, or like slightly off of this tree and coming around here, or connecting to the granary and coming around protecting a little bit more, because you need to throw up a wall basically over here, over here, over here, over here. We do see a forest. Ooh, I thought it was a forest fire. That's a bolt there onto the Valkyrie. Looks like he was maybe about to lose a villager, and player didn't want to have that. Playing for the economy here instead. We see the raiding cavalry trying to make their way over here, going to be going for these villagers. We see them immediately pulling back away from the wood line, but these villagers over here being very, very silly. You hate to see it. He is turning around and fighting back with them as those raiding cavalry pushing in. I love that he moved to the straggler tree, avoiding any potential forest fire disaster. Shelty can forest fire this tree, though, to open up the gold mine of player and potentially hit that, being very, very successful with that one there. Villagers moving forward, going to be grabbing these boar as well. Oop, there he goes. Grabs the boar. Doing nice things. We see the raiders taking down these villagers here. Minotaur coming in, going to be hitting these raiders. And they do sneak out over here. Should have thrown a little wall. A little wall would have been really nice there. Feels bad. Now the hoplites are out though for player. His two town centers spamming these out. He's over here onto this gold mine, and honestly, Shelty will not check this gold mine. He comes very close to being able to see it, but he doesn't spot that player's grabbing from this gold mine here. If we check out what Shelty's seen, no idea this gold mine's getting grabbed. Really, really smart to do that one. The Toxotes getting raided as well. Minotaur over here preventing this. Again, beautiful forest fire. There we go. Cleaning up all those Toxotes. Feels good, man. Better than the 50 wood for sure. Maybe those Toxotes would have fallen anyways, but oh well, what can you do? Now, the raiding cavalry coming into the main base of player. And player looks like he's trying to get to the heroic age. He's going for the heroic age here. Is this going to work? Does he have an armory up? He doesn't have an armory up. He's short on wood as well, because he just threw up this storehouse. There's the armory. I love this. It happens to me all the time. I've got 800 food, 500 gold. I can advance, right? Oh, it's red. Why is it red? I've got the resources. No, I haven't built the armory. So a little bit of a delayed heroic age by player, going for like 67 population. And Skadi coming through now for Shelty. Not going to be that far in front of player, who's just about to click up, probably through Dionysus, but maybe going to try Apollo. He's going Dionysus, and the wall's coming up now over here. We see the raiders spotting it though. Nice play. Has Shelty spotted this yet? He's still genuinely surprised to see Shelty hitting this gold mine. I feel like he may have been moving down to check the town center, because he saw player's score drop. and got lucky there, or expected there to be something because of the wood village, the gold villages there, or he was just simply making his way down through here to go and attack the base. And he's checking out this food as well as he's in the mind of player. Absolutely in the mind of player. Coming in, taking those villagers out. Going to be helping a ton. Player does have a lot more villagers now than Shelty, but if he's not gathering with them, that's a good thing for Shelty. Now we see the units moving in over here. I'm going to be hitting this gold mine. He's got all of these units running in onto this location. There's a very small amount of units for player, and players actually housed right now. Actually housed. He cannot build any units at 99%, not building units. And the full force of Shelty's army pushing in here. And Shelty's got so much food in the bag. Doesn't cast his gold mine. And he's going to be on his way to the Mythic Age very shortly. I would love to see a tier timing on this town center. We see the fortress coming up for player. I'm not sure what that's about because he's not going to have Heliopoli. The Petropolis not going to be useful in the slightest either. So we'll see what that's going to be for. Maybe to get this Heracles out. I don't know. Without delaying villager production. We just see he's still got some food over here. He's eating the pigs in his base. Fortress almost up. Maybe player's going to be thinking about defending against a Ragnarok or something. The storehouse over here looks like it's getting prevented from getting grabbed. There's a perfectly safe gold mine over here for player. And player's just going to be sitting here. He's almost got this wall up. He has got the wall up. So now Shelty basically has to stay in here. He is going to be trying to fight this one. Maybe we'll see the frost. We got to cast. There's the frost. I was going to say you have to cast bronze first, and then the frost comes down. But Shelty decides to give the frost first. Going to be attacking these units, take down the Minotaur. He does have Thrym Frost Giants right now with the Rhyme upgrade. Still no Heracles coming out. Still very low on the food for player. He's going to try and pump those archers out, but surely you can start seeing a hill fort. No hill fort, just going straight in on those heavy raiders. And player, man, he's probably in not a half bad position here. What I would love to see from player is a early restoration. Cast it with 2 seconds on the frost remaining. That way all of these units come back up to full HP. Instead of being killed almost instantly in the restoration. We'll see if player's going to do that. Looks like it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No restoration. There's the restoration coming in. Just after that all happens, there's the bronze coming through. The Hydra getting taken down. Odysseus trying to take down the Frost Giant. We've got the Jason coming over. No Olympus parentage this game for these heroes. The Odysseus getting targeted down by the Throwing Axeman. The units of Shelty of player do not look like they're able to hold on with this push here. The Hydra does pop out here, has 2 heads, but the Throwing Axeman will be able to take it down. And it looks like player has managed to hold in this push. The units for Shelty getting pushed back over here. We're going to see player going to come over and attempt to snipe this, and we see the Odysseus getting sniped. Nice pullback micro there. The Toxotes under fire though. Got to get those hoplites to take them down. The Toxotes sniping those Throwing Axemen as well. And this is turning out to be an interesting game to say the very least. Player has finally gotten some food in the bank. Will need to start thinking about farms fairly soon, but he's defended all of the strengths right here from the Thor of Shelty. Shelty does have the option to go Mythic Age and still hit that and be in a very decent position, but he's not going for it just yet. Now we've got the raids from player. We'll see if he can sneak in and hit this gold mine. For the first time in the game, we see player touching Shelty's economy, and Shelty retreating away from this location immediately, but he's going to lose some villagers here. That's very, very nice for player. Meanwhile, we've got these raiders coming over here, going to be preventing the town center from going up as he's run out of gold actually over here as well. The villagers do turn and fight this. They are what's it called? Pygmalion statue villagers, so they stay alive for quite a while. We just see all the units coming over here to help the villagers in the middle of the map here. As player coming through should be able to hit these as well. Looks like he's not paying attention. The raiders do cut through this wall, going after the gold mine of player here as the villagers going down as well. 2 town centers for Shelty at this point as he's starting to pump those as well. The villagers do turn around and start to fight this one. The raiders have to sort of retreat here at this point because of Pygmalion statue helps out so much. And well, he is still fighting it, but it's look at the damage though. These villagers sort of need to get this wall back up and just retreat some units over here to help out. Which he may be doing. He's not going for the wall though. We see more units flooding in onto this location over here. The villagers still fending off heavy raiders as he's trying to get onto those water buffalo. Now the raiders coming back in. We do have a Heracles plus some Toxotes. It's not enough. The units coming in. Player not paying attention. This army movement from Shelty is absolutely huge. The village is going to be trying to retreat over here. He can go through the wall, give himself some time here as the throwing axeman coming in, sniping these units. Does he have Huntress Axe? He doesn't have Huntress Axe, but he's full copper armor here as the units retreating back. The villagers retreat through this wall. There isn't a way through here. He's going to have to kill this wall. The army for player hobbling over here, marching over here. Probably marching is the right call here. The wall coming up as well as player is attempting to stay alive in this game. The farms slowly coming up. The raiders trying to push through here, but the wall stays very, very much alive. And the Toxotes coming through, going to try and take these down. Heracles goes down very, very quickly. If he's not managed, he's not the best of heroes against Norse because he's only got 25% hack armor. So those throwing axemen, which only do 5.85 damage. I mean, it's still a lot of damage because it's hack damage, but Jason coming in, going to be able to hit this this Frost Giant for a ton of bricks and kick that one off. The Toxotes coming, going to be cleaning up all of these throwing actions, and yet again the walls here from player keeping him alive and in this game. But Shelty has caught up on villagers here. Has player not been building villages? Oh, he hasn't been building villages. And that's going to be huge because catching up on villagers basically means Shelty is in front at this stage of the game. We see the Toxotes trying to snipe those throwing axemen as best as he can. Nice micro from Shelty over there. Well, actually, they're just following a villager, but it was favorable. But looks like player has to retreat back. He's pumping the units out, but he needs some more military buildings to produce them. See the villagers getting pulled off the line over here. The Toxotes getting absolutely destroyed by Shelty here. He's taking these fights, but at best it's like an even trade. At worst, it's coming out with Shelty slightly in front. So Shelty happily taking these here. He needs to think about destroying this wall so it doesn't get trapped in here. He may go for this gold mine again. Checking back over here as we do see, it's open. It's open. The throwing axemen come in, hitting the villagers. Player, he needs to retreat here. He can't be fighting this. Obviously, there's units here, but he has to figure out a way away from this. The throwing axemen getting sniped, though, because these villagers don't take bonus damage against the throwing axemen. Now he's retreating. Now the army coming over here to hit these units here. There's only a couple more heavy raiders before the Toxotes start carving up the throwing axemen. The wall is up over here. Does manage to keep a lot of those villagers alive. 5 of them, to be precise. You just see 9 random villagers chopping down this wood over here as well, but that's going to be completely safe for player. The wall just about to go down as well, and Shelty is he's about to kick into overdrive. Does he have winter harvest? No winter harvest, but it's coming through. Irrigation will come through as well, and once you get irrigation, winter harvest, and husbandry, your farms start skyrocketing your food. It's a really, really big power spike on those resources. Surprised to see player not coming back over to this gold mine, instead trying to stay on this gold mine. He's got villages sort of everywhere that he can move over there, but player almost 110 population. He's 110 population now to Shelty's 130 population. We don't see that third town center coming up for Shelty just yet. Maybe going for the Mythic Age here might be the better idea, but he's still investing in those armory upgrades, trying to make his units even stronger. Now player coming in onto this location, going to be trying to take down these axemen, doing his best. See the Odysseus trying to snipe the Valkyrie over here in the town center. going to be taking these units down as best as it can. And maybe Shelty's going to be making his way over onto this gold mine. But by that stage, maybe you can get medium infantry. Imagine 1830 into the game, no medium infantry. Nice ghost buildings here. The units can make their way through this location still, but a lot of players' army idle here. He's going to have to retreat away. Going to be going after these buildings. Shaftbind just about to come through for player, but Shelty is nearly Mythic Age. And he is Mythic Age, and he's going through Balder. Balder, a really smart choice here because it's gold mine, gold mine, gold mine. There's no way that he can get these middle gold mines here. So this is going to hurt a lot as Shelty is slowly but surely getting in front, and there's no way right now for player to get to the Mythic Age. These Toxotes trying to come in and take down these units, but he just doesn't have the army over here. We do have a Hydra out for him, but look at the villagers. They're just grabbing all this hunt in the middle of the map that the player just couldn't grab earlier in the game. Absolutely taking advantage of that. The villagers helping out to take down those throwing axemen. The Toxotes will be able to finish off these throwing axemen, but it's 70 villagers for player to 77 for Shelty. And that's a lot of rag heroes. An absolute ton of them. And they got almost full bronze as well, right? He doesn't have bronze shields just yet, but he's getting his town center in the back of his base, picking off villagers in the front, constantly hurting player. Player trying his best to get to the Mythic Age here. He may be able to hold on with Hera. Hera's going to deal a lot of damage to Shelty's army. And then he can go in with those Surpass Beast potentially to hold on. We just see he's holding on to this, and he's going through Hera. Hera's got a choice, but it's very, very far behind the Balders. But a minute and 30, the villagers do have to get over here. So we'll see if player can hold. He is at 130 pop. There's the Balder. There's the Balder. There's the immediate Ragnarok, jumping up to 295 population. And there's a couple of important things with Hera. 1, the Medusa. 2, the building upgrade. If you can get those, get some towers up, lightning storm, maybe he can hold here. But look at the score jump here, because these heroes of Ragnarok, they give that score with 150 food. He's going after the... Oh, this is disgusting. 18 rag heroes will take this town center down, and that will be no Hera if that's what's going to happen. He's going to take this down as well. There's the rag heroes going after the hometown center. The villagers will have to try and repair this one back up, but this goes down so quickly. He's garrisons the villagers, unfortunately. He's trying to repair this, and he's going to lose the front town center. Maybe the fortress goes down. The Toxotes doing a lot of damage here. As soon as these heroes get onto them, they start absolutely tearing through them. This town center, 500 HP, 400 HP, 200 HP. Hera, 80%, and he doesn't get the Hera through. Player taps out. I'm not even sure if Lightning Storm would have helped in this situation anymore. Would have definitely done a little bit, but the damage was done by Shelty. The timing's too good. Player not able to get to the Mythic Age because the raids were too strong. Player not grabbing his middle hunt here. A little bit too far behind on those resources over here as well. Not defending his resources well enough. And Shelty able to catch up on the village again and then overtake player as well, even though player went for the immediate 2 town centers. Just shows how strong the raids were from Shelty in this game. If you check that post game out and look at the civilian unit graph, you see player winning, and then in the 16th minute, he's losing in the villager race. If we look at the all resource total as well, even though player went for the early town center, even though he goes for it, there was not a single moment in this game where he's in front on resources. And this is not because Shelty is like some, or because player is some slouch of a macro player, or Shelty is some godlike macro player. This is simply because Norse's economy is just so strong. With all of the ox cart, like removing walking time basically, with the dwarves giving yourself an extra 0.2 gold gather rate, and it turns out to be a really big deal in this game. as player not able to survive here. And Shelty wins this one 2-1. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.